guys. Welcome to your bite-sized nugget. Today, I am answering some questions that I've been asked to follow up on the hormone episodes. Some more questions about menopause, perimenopause, those kinds of things, and things I talked about in those two episodes, I don't know, maybe a month ago, titled It's Not All About the Hormones, Part 1 and Part 2. So the first question is, which red light do you use? Okay, so when I talk about red light, there's two different kinds. There's red light therapy, and then there's red light for like ambiance, I would say, or what I use to keep my circadian rhythm. So the red light that I use for circadian rhythm is just a red light bulb. Just go on Amazon, red light bulb. If you live near um, like a farm store like Tractor Supply or Runnings, it's in the chicken aisle because the heat lamps for baby chicks are red light. And it's literally just that, just a red light bulb. And you can buy table lamps. I buy the kind that have a clip. And I literally only have two. My house is tiny, one for my bedroom, one for my living room. And I put a red light bulb in, and then it just shines, light into the room. That is different than red light therapy. So red light therapy has different lumens. There's different things that go into red light panels that saturate the mitochondria with red light, which is very healing. I do not have a red light panel. They're very expensive. I do have it's called a DNA Vibe. It's like a wrappable red light therapy, and I love it. It's got a pulsing action to it, and I use that like if my knee gets a little cranky or anything gets a little cranky. But red light therapy generally is more expensive, and it just isn't that's meant to go close to your skin. You could certainly have a red light bulb in a lamp and sit very close to it, and it would be beneficial, but it's not the same thing as red light therapy. What we're trying to do is mimic the natural spectrum of light that happens, and red light it mimics firelight, but it also has no blue light in it. So that's what we're trying to remove to keep the circadian rhythm and circadian biology in check. All right, next question. What do you eat first thing in the morning before coffee that doesn't spike your cortisol? So I don't know that you spike your cortisol. You spike your blood glucose, your blood sugar, or your glucose. Cortisol just happens to be at the highest when you first wake up. It's usually what wakes you up. So it's not a matter of spiking your cortisol. What's going to spike your cortisol is stressful situations. So, if you just jump up, have black coffee with nothing in it. So then on an empty stomach, that is adding caffeine to the highest point of cortisol you're at in your system. So it's going to jack you up more. If you then go to the gym before dawn, which many people do, especially in the winter, know that you're going to be under bright fluorescent light, shitty lighting. You're going to have a workout. So maybe you're now on top of black coffee, you're having a workout. So that's what's going to bring your cortisol up. Food, and I could be wrong on this. It's just, I think cortisol, I don't think that food spikes your cortisol. I'll look it up and I'll come back to you guys now that I'm in the middle of this. But what I do is, so the reason you would eat is to lower your cortisol, but eating doesn't have the opposite effect, right? I mean, maybe if you got out of bed and ate like candy, but I think that just more spikes your blood glucose. What I do in the morning, so my typical morning is, I get up, it's before dawn. I usually get up around 3:45 now that it's summer, and I have hot water with electrolytes in it, and then I take Maverick out for about 5 miles. And then by that time the sun's up, and then I want to go to the gym. So I'll usually eat a little something, but generally speaking, I don't eat starches. Sometimes I eat some carbohydrates in the form of occasional fruit or occasional vegetables, but generally speaking, I'm animal based. And so nothing gets spiked. Like my blood glucose in the times that I've worn a CGM, it's like super steady all the time. If I do have fruit, I eat it with protein and fat. In the morning though, I don't want a lot in my stomach before I go to the gym, but I like to have a little something. So typically what I'll do is, you're going to hate me for this, but I have like 1 to 2 ounces of raw liver and 2 or 3 raw egg yolks that I just swallow down whole, like Rocky. So yeah, that's what I like to do. I don't have liver every day, but I I have it frequently, probably at least every other day. And the egg yolks, it's just, I like something easily digestible. And I consider that my multivitamin. Like a couple of ounces of liver and 3 egg yolks is like done. I've got, I probably could live off that for the whole day. And then when I get home from the gym, I usually have a bigger meal, and it's almost always ground beef and eggs. I eat the most boring diet in the world. People are very fascinated with how I eat, and I eat for ease. I eat because I'm hungry. Like, I really like the feeling of getting hungry. I don't like eating throughout the day. And so when I sit down, it's beautiful food, but it's not beautiful food in the sense of like aesthetically pleasing. Like, you'd look at my plate and be like, well, that just looks like ground beef and eggs. And I'm like, yeah, that's because it's just ground beef and eggs. So I don't do a lot with my food. I use minimal spices, salt and pepper, onion powder, garlic powder is like my go-to. I do like taco seasonings. And that's it. And so I don't feel like my cortisol is spiked, and I definitely don't spike my glucose in the morning. And then the last question for today is, how do you figure out which probiotic you need instead of a broad spectrum one? So that would require stool testing to find out what's in your microbiome, what bacteria there is in control and out of control, or imbalance and out of balance. Typically speaking, if you eat a lot of starch, that is the bacteria that's going to be imbalanced. And so that's where your body will crave more, cravings will come. That's, I think, a lot behind picky eating, but you would need a stool test to figure out for sure. Then you would have to figure out, go to a lab and get the appropriate amounts of the probiotic. I don't take a probiotic. I never really have. I do eat fermented vegetables a lot. So I have prebiotic. I have raw kefir, but I don't do a probiotic. I think it's very easy. It's very easy to get out of balance with it, and feed the bad bacteria. So my advice would be like, why the reasons you might take a probiotic, I think, can be accomplished through food. And so that's how I choose to do it. I think it's a big song and dance to get it made for you, but I do think that's kind of the best way to do it, not buying a broad spectrum one, over the counter. All right, that's all I'm going to answer for today, because I'm trying to keep these short and sweet, and I'm kind of digging this format. It allows me to like answer some questions, but still do the long form podcast. So if you guys want to ask me anything, feel free. I really have fun answering like more personal questions. I mean, I like potty training and parenting, but I'm a whole other person besides that too. So ask me anything. I love this little nugget format. All right, rock on, guys.